Hello, everybody. Stu Weinstock here from beautiful Miami, Florida. And I wanted to say and ask the audience, do you know the biggest mistake that people make with keto? Well, I'm going to tell you shortly. There's a mistake that's commonly made online. And unfortunately, it's so common that people kind of get the wrong impression about keto. But first, I want to introduce my friend. This is Lamb Chop. And Lamb Chop is like my mascot, my super ego. She represents the embodiment of keto. And of course, she's a lamb chop, so she is kind of a keto representation. Say hello to the audience, Lamb Chop. Oh, she's a little shy, but Lamb Chop reminded me to tell all of you that the biggest mistake with keto is that people emphasize fats first. That's a big mistake, right, Lamb Chop? She's agreeing. You should emphasize and lead with protein. And I'll tell you why. Lamb Chop was telling me this afternoon, tell the audience, tell the viewers what the real deal is. And I'm going to right now. You should always lead with proteins when you're doing keto because protein is virtually zero carb. It satiates the appetite. It's nutrient dense. And it fortifies the bones. So there are 4 different reasons, principally, why you should lead with proteins, nutrient-dense proteins, rather than fats per se. Now, the thing is, when you have proteins, you're going to get the good fats from the proteins that you ingest and eat. And yeah, Lamb Chop agrees with that. Now, Lamb Chop gave me a listing of wonderful proteins that you can have on your ketogenic lifestyle and diet. You know, Lamb Chop and me realize that many people, when they go on keto, they first feel, wow, what can I eat? It sounds like this is deprivation. It's not. There's so many delicious foods that you can eat with keto. And principally, leading with protein is very important, like meats, like beef, pork, lamb, bison, let's see here, venison, other game and cuts, hot dogs, bacon, sausage, pepperoni. This is the list that Lamb Chop gave to me earlier. And it's very true. You can have a whole array of delicious meats that are virtually zero carb. They satiate the appetite. They're nutrient dense and they fortify the bones. Hey, don't forget about poultry. Poultry is very important as a protein, like chicken, turkey, duck, or other fowl. Yes, protein is definitely within the poultry game. Also, fish and shellfish are proteins that you could eat on keto. They're virtually zero carb. They satiate the appetite. They're nutrient dense, and they help fortify the bones. And Lamb Chop agrees with that. Like fish, any fish involving like shellfish, like salmon, let's see, catfish, tilapia, trout, shrimp, scallops, crab, and lobster. Yeah, a lot of them are very, very low carby, virtually zero carb in a lot of cases. And certainly eggs, whole eggs, including yolks and whites, if you can tolerate them, are virtually zero carb, satiate the appetite, are nutrient dense, and fortify the bones. And so my friend Lamb Chop is agreeing with that. So she's very happy that I'm presenting this video because a lot of people have this conception, well, let's lead with the fats. No, you lead with the protein because proteins, when you have proteins, you're going to satiate your appetite. Remember, if you're really fixing to lose or release weight, you want to, kind of go under 20 grams of total carbs a day, give or take. Everybody's very different with their macros, with their carb intake, their proteins, and their fats. Everybody has a different macro where it will work for them if they're looking to lose weight and feel good. There isn't an exact template for everybody, but from what cases that I've seen time and time again, 20 grams, total grams of carbs or less per day is optimal. Now, some people can tolerate up to 30 total grams of carbs a day and still lose weight, but generally speaking, about 20 total grams of carbs or less is optimal and raises your probability of getting on that scale and losing the weight that you desire. Usually with protein, for most people, and it varies from person to person, generally 100 to 130 grams of protein per day is the allowance for most people. It varies from person to person, maybe less or more. It depends on your individual situation. Okay, so there you go. That's the biggest mistake of keto that I've seen, people emphasizing the fats. You're going to get the good fats from the protein that you eat. Yes. And one of the great ways to get protein, pea protein and hemp organic protein and fermented protein through a shake, is the LiveGood protein. And hit me up for the information there. That's going to really help you with your protein allowance per day. When you put in a scoop of this, you get 20 grams of protein a serving, which is very good. Some of us love shakes, and it mixes up our diet and lifestyle, and people love shakes. LiveGood protein is very, very good. And certainly the optimal way to get protein is through your steaks and your poultry and your fish, but certainly fermented protein, pea protein, should have a play in your daily allowance of protein, okay? And here, one scoop of this LiveGood protein is 20 grams of protein a serving. Pretty good if you like those shakes. I know all you young ladies that are watching, you know what I mean. You like shakes, and it's very easily absorbable into the bloodstream. This is excellent brand of complete plant-based protein by LiveGood, the good people at LiveGood. And even Lamb Chop agrees with that. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or comments, let me know. And Lamb Chop will be responding to comments too. She pops up in my keto group quite a bit. I have a little keto group on Facebook of about 77,000 people. And Lamb Chop will come in for a guest appearance. You know, she's a little shy. But I take very, very good care of her because, like I say, she represents the keto. She's my super ego, my mentor in a lot of ways, and she suggests a lot of great things that I should speak to in terms of my audience. So if you have any questions or comments, and certainly subscribe below to my YouTube channel. Smash that button and subscribe, because you know Lamb Chop would love that, and she wants to make new friends. Yes, she does. Lamb Chop, she wants to make so many new friends here on the YouTube network. Okay, so we'll talk again with you all very soon, and we'll talk more about protein and why you should emphasize that in your ketogenic lifestyle and diet. Certainly, as you get older, you should have more protein in your diet. And we'll discuss more about the specifics, parameters. Again, macros are very variable. The carbs, the protein, the fats that you take into your system from person to person. There's no exact template for every person. You have to be individually go into an app or use certain tools to guide you. And we'll talk about that on another video. So have a great evening. And Lamb Chop is going to say goodbye to you. And we enjoyed speaking to all of you out there in the YouTube network. Take good care. Bye-bye now.